Hello friends and families, how are you all doing? It's your girl Estelle and I'm back again this week with a new video and a new recipe to share with you all. Today's video is inspired by Senegalese cooking. It's a very simple dish. Basically is tomato sauce with tilapia fish. And in French is usually called la sauce tomate avec le poisson tilapia. And as always, I'm pretty sure if you watch the video till the end, you would love this recipe and you may want to give it a try. So my friends, without further ado, let me show you how to make it. So friends and families, to get started, as you all can see into my bowl, I've got 3 medium-sized tilapia fish, which I've pre-washed it and clean, ready to cook. And here, this is where I said my cooking is inspired by a Senegalese dish. Basically, in the Senegalese cooking, almost 90% of the cooking, if they are using fish or meat, they will always stuff their fish with herbs and spices before cooking. And I guarantee you guys, the dish, I've tried it so many times and it's delicious. And so it's my pleasure today to show you how this is done. Basically, all you need is cut a hole just like this and follow by mixing up your herbs that you like. And once you get the right mixture, just stuff it into the fish. And here I'm going to show you the kind of herbs and seasoning I will be using to create my stuffing prior to stuffing the fish. So here in my bowl I've got some chopped fresh parsley, and to that I'm going to add a mixture of peppers, and these are the peppers that I've used to create the mixture, and I'm going to add a good tablespoon to it. And next I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of grated ginger and 1 tablespoon of grated garlic, and here is 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper. And here I'm adding some knorr seasoning powder, and to that I'll be adding just a little bit of salt to taste. Be careful this part, don't put too much salt. And then finally I will add a bit of oil to help blend my ingredients. Then I will follow up by giving it a good mix until all is well mixed. And once it's well mixed, I will give it a taste to make sure the salt level is to my desired taste. And once it's to my desired taste, I will then start to stuff the fish. Okay guys, so here is how it's done. Basically, I'm just putting the mixture of the herbs I showed you earlier on into the fish. I'll push it in until it reaches where I want it to reach. Then I will keep adding by pressing it down until I'm satisfied with the amount of stuffing in the fish. And once you've satisfied with the amount of the stuffing, you basically cover it and then leave it to marinate for at least 2 to 4 hours before cooking. So friends and family, next is time to start my sauce base. And here I've got my cooking pot, and to that I'm going to add some oil. Then once the oil reaches temperature, I'm going to add a tablespoon of grated garlic and 1 tablespoon of grated ginger, and I will give it a mix and wait until it begins to caramelize. And at that point I'll be adding 1 medium-sized white onion chopped. Then I'll stir it up and also wait until it begins to caramelize. And at this point I will be adding the remaining of my pepper mix, and the pepper mix was deseeded, and I'll stir it until it also begins to caramelize. And once it begins to caramelize, I will then add 2 medium-sized grated onions, and to that I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of grounded parsley, and I will give it a mix until it begins to all caramelize. This cooking is all about building up the taste. And once everything is caramelized, at this point it would be time to add my fresh grated tomatoes, and I've using about 10 of these. And I didn't want it smooth, so this is how the texture looks. It's a bit coarse, and I will add that to the pan and I will give it a mix. And after mixing it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, and then here I'm adding 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, and to that I'm adding just a tablespoon of knorr seasoning, and I'll give it a mix. And then once it's well mixed, I will then add just a little bit of salt. Bear in mind the fish was stuffed using some salt, so you do not want too much salt into this. So then I will follow up by giving it another mix. Then after mixing it, I will add 4 dried bay leaves, and I will cover it and basically slow cook this in order to help my vegetables and seasoning cooked, and that will take me roughly between 10 to 15 minutes on a slow cook. Okay, friends and families, while the sauce is cooking, I'm going to move to the next stage. And here I've got a cooking pot, and the reason I have that is because normally after the 10 to 15 minutes of cooking the tomato sauce, I was meant to add the fish and cook it for a further 10 minutes. But because I've stuffed the fish, and also to prevent the fish from breaking, I'm going to cook the fish in a separate pot before adding it to the sauce. And here I'm adding the fish to the pot, and I'll follow up by adding a bit of water. Then I'll cover it and let it cook until basically it's fully cooked. Fish doesn't normally take time, so it should take between 5 to 10 minutes to get it to cook. Alright, friends and families, it's time to check the fish again, and at this stage the fish is cooked, and it did take 10 minutes to get the fish to cooked, and as you guys can see, the fish is cooked. The smell is good, smells yummy, and my fish is still in shape as you can see. Right, friends and families, it's time to check the stew, and at this stage it's been 20 minutes since I'm slow cooking this, because I did have to add a bit of water off camera to help the vegetables to cook further. So it took me 20 minutes to slow cook this. So I'm going to go in and give it a stir, and after stirring it, guys, because the level of acid in the tomato sauce is quite high, there is a way to reduce the acid level in the tomato sauce, and the way to do that is by adding a bit of baking powder, and that would lower the acidic level of the tomatoes. But in this part, be very careful when you're adding. The best way of doing this is by adding bit by bit. So each time you add just a bit, give it a stir and taste that. And if you taste it and the acidic level is still high, you can go ahead and add a bit again, and then give it another stir, take a bit, taste it, and if the acidic level is not as sharp as it was from the beginning, then at that point you can stop adding your baking soda. I'm happy with the amount of the baking soda added in. This is the stock that I collected from the tilapia fish that I cooked earlier on, and I'm going to add that into the sauce, give it a stir, and after stirring it, I'm going to add some fresh okro, couple of them, because okro is good for digestion. I'll follow up by adding just 1 red scotch bonnet peppers, and I'll cover it and slow cook it for further 5 minutes. Alright, friends and families, it's been 5 minutes since the sauce is cooking, and at this stage my sauce is fully cooked. So I'm going to go in and remove the okra and also the pepper. Then I'll follow up by adding the fish, but each time I add the fish, I'll take some of the sauce and cover the fish, and until I finish putting all the fish. Et voila! Take a look, guys. This is out of this world. It's smelling good in here. So I'm going to add back the okra and the pepper. And then at this stage, my sauce is fully cooked. All I need to do is cover it and let it warm up another 5 minutes to allow the fish and the sauce to mix well. And then after that, it will be time to turn the fire off. Alright, friends and families, it's been 5 minutes, and the sauce is fully cooked now. So all I need to do is now garnish it using a bit of parsley. Et voila, there we go. My tomatoes sauce is ready. So I'm going to turn the fire off and let it slightly cool down before serving. And I will be serving this with boiled white rice and I've got a video about how I cook my rice, and I'll link that for you to follow up and see how I cook my boiled rice. Alright, friends and families, this brings the end to today's video. I hope you've liked what I've showed you, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share my video with your friends and families. And if you are new to my channel, and if this is your first time watching my video, thank you so much for tuning up. And please don't forget to like the video, and also share the video with your friends and families. Alright, friends and families, until then, I will catch up with you in my next video. Bye all!